After decades of putting everyone else first, this is your time to shine. Welcome to the Sass''nsoul podcast, where brilliant women just like you are finally putting themselves at the top of their to-do list. You are ready to reawaken your dormant dreams, take center stage, and unleash your full creative voice. I'm Cindy Kennedy, a seasoned life and leadership coach, global speaker, yogi, and the founder of the Center for Sass''nsoul. I'm here to accompany you on your quest to live a wildly purposeful and pleasurable life. After all, success is personal. It's not about following a script, but answering the calling of your soul. So get ready to join me and my global friends as we explore how to reclaim our sass and lead from our soul. Welcome back, everyone. And a quick shout out to my very first child, my fur baby, Rocky. It is his 12th birthday today. Love you, Rockstar. I've got a big message for all of you today because it's something that I am hearing over and over again with my clients, even with my friends. And I used to do this a lot. And it's also something that can just slip in very, very quietly into your brain, and you can start doing this too. I want you to stop howling and start dreaming. Dreaming more, dreaming bigger. What do I mean by that? Our brains naturally want to understand the steps to make something work, the steps to make something happen, the steps to make all our grandest dreams come true, right? Yeah, we want the clarity. We want to understand. We want our brain to be able to wrap itself around it so we get it. So we then have faith that it's going to happen, that we can make it happen. And yeah, that's so normal to feel that way. It's so normal to think that way. But the moment we are in the howing, we actually get in our way. If I was in the howing, I would never be here in Australia today with a life, with a partnership, with a family, with a business. It wouldn't have happened. You see, when I first came here, I found myself in a place where I was in debt, massive injuries. I could not legally work here because I was over 30. I had no money. If I had kept saying, well, how can this work? Every single thing on paper told me it can't. It can't. But I didn't stay in the how. Believe me, I went through many hows until I stopped howing on myself. And I started to let myself dream. What do I really want? What would be amazing? See, the moment I started asking that question, my mind started to open up. My heart started to open up. If I stopped right there and went, let me qualify this desire, let me qualify this dream, but how can it work? And questioning it, it wouldn't have allowed me to stay with it. I got really clear with myself. This is where I felt I was meant to be. I couldn't understand it. Practically, it made no sense. But I allowed myself to dream and dream more and dream bigger, and magic unfolded. As it happens for all of us, when we stop getting in our own way and demanding to know how. The how will unfold. You will get it. And sometimes it's just piece by piece. And it's nudge by little nudge. But just for a moment, just reflect on yourself as you're listening to me, as you're watching me. Are you howing yourself right now with something that you really desire in your life? If you are, stop it. I don't just mean stop it. Go back to dreaming of what it is you want. Go back to filling in that desire with color and emotion and excitement. And from that place, unseen forces work with you to start showing you the path. I'm going to give you an example. You don't even have to be in this hard place of wanting something, so desperately to get you out of this hard place, which is where I was when I first came to Australia. And I so wanted clarity on my life purpose. And I found it by getting quiet with myself and then allowing myself to dream. Dreaming even though I was in debt. Dreaming even though I didn't have support. Dreaming even though X, Y, and Z. So even if you have something that you really desire, and it's not necessarily like, oh, I so desperately need it because I'm in a dark place and I want to crawl out of this hole. It's just something that you want, your next level experience. You can do the same thing. Decades ago, I had this desire to work in the film industry. I didn't know anyone in the industry. I didn't even know how you started. I was in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Now, even though I wasn't in the industry, I didn't imagine that we had a real roaring, huge film industry in Alberta. How do you start? What do you do? Well, it's something that I've been playing with and thinking about. I've been dreaming about, wouldn't it be cool if? Wouldn't it be amazing if? Oh, I'd love to even just get on a set, even just to watch it, right? I don't even know about working in it, but I wanted to be associated with it in some way because I love storytelling. Who knew where to start? Well, one day, I had just finished this huge 6-month travel across Canada on a team that was rollerblading to raise money for the Red Cross. And I was sitting back at the university looking at their job board and pulling like catalogs off of different industries, et cetera, et cetera. And I kind of sat back going, God, what am I going to do with my life? Like, what's next? And my eyes just happened to look down at the bottom of this one bookshelf. And there was this little label that said, film and TV. What? And so I go and I pull it out. And in this little container, there was a book called Alberta Works. And as I opened it up, it listed every single person in the province of Alberta that worked in the film industry. Directors, first assistants, second assistants, third assistants. I don't know what any of that meant. Sound people, et cetera, right? And I'm like, oh my God. And I started writing down, literally, page 1, someone's name and their contact info. And after about 15, 20 minutes, I got smart. And I looked at who had actually published the book. And I found them and I called them. And they said, oh, actually, we've got a brand new edition coming out. We've got some of last year's. If you wanted to stop by the office, we can just give you a copy. Score. So I went and picked up this copy. And the first thing I did is I noticed that there was a section called public relations. So people that did PR for film, right? Now, on the 6-month skate across Canada, my role was head of PR and team spokesperson for our mission. So man, I was thrown into the wolves with that. And so I'm like, I've got 6 months of hardcore national PR. That's a great in. 3 people to call in that section. I called the first one. I didn't get past the secretary. I called the second one. And she goes, you know what, Cindy, I'd love to talk to you, but I'm on my way to swim with dolphins in Hawaii. Can I call you back in 2 weeks? Sure. She calls me back 2 weeks later. She invites me over to her home office, which I go. We end up meeting. And in our discussion, it turns out she is the publicist for the Sheldon Kennedy television movie that was in pre-production and getting ready to actually film and shoot. And guess what I did for those 6 months going across Canada? I was the head of PR for the Sheldon Kennedy skate across Canada. I spent 6 months with Sheldon. And here was the company that had bought his rights to the rights to his life, to his story. And we were sitting having this discussion. It was wild. Again, If I was howing, could any of this happen? I would never have experienced this beautiful unfolding of magic that happens when we allow ourselves to dream and we don't hold too tight to it. So that's not where the story ends. I told her how, my experience, and I just love to even just get on set, just even watch, just to explore what the industry is even about. And she said, well, listen, I'm expecting the assistant producer to call me soon and I'll have a chat with him. She goes, but boy, I would love you to work with me. I'm just not ready to hire someone yet, but I'll see if I can get you at least on set. I was like, that sounds incredible, amazing. So as I'm getting my shoes on to leave, the phone rings and she picks it up and she waves to me and I'm about to exit. And then she calls out to me as I'm walking out the door, Cindy, Cindy. And she waves me back and she passes me the phone. Like, what? And so I pick up the phone, I put it to my ear and she mouthed out loud to me, it's the associate producer of the Sheldon Kennedy movie. I'm like, oh, okay. So I put the phone up and we start chatting. And it turns out that they need an assistant to the producers. And can I meet him that night? Well, no, actually, I can't because I'm actually filling in for basketball team. Can you meet me after the game? Sure. So I go to the game. Now, I haven't played basketball in ages. It was very rare that I was just filling in for some random person. I get to the basketball game, and guess who's on my team? A woman whose farm is being used for some of the scenes in, you got it, the Sheldon Kennedy movie. After the game, just my head spinning and spinning, I go meet the associate producer at this little tiny bar. We talk about work for maybe 10 minutes, and then we talk about life. He goes, can you start tomorrow? I said, no, I can start on Monday. And that thus began my actual, not just viewing of how the film industry works, but working with the producers in the film industry in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So why am I telling you this story? I know that magic has happened in your life. You've had these moments, and I don't want you to forget them, because the moment you go into howing, you are removing the opportunity for the magic to flow around the very thing that you love. So right now, what you need to do is get back and simply ask yourself, what would I love? What would be amazing? What would be incredible? And allow yourself to dream and keep dreaming and trusting that the next nudge, the next message, the next book, the next call, the next person is going to line themselves up so beautifully for you, and that dream will come into existence. That's all for us today. I cannot wait for our next time together. Keep dreaming and dream hard. Remember, you are more powerful than you know. So live with sass and lead from your soul, and I will see you next time.